Hello, my name is Neil Siegel. I'm a proud Duke alum, as well as a Duke faculty member for the past 20 years. I'm currently the David W. Weichel Professor of Law and Professor of Political Science at Duke Law School, where I also serve as the Associate Dean for Intellectual Life and the Director of the Summer Institute on Law and Policy. The title of my book is The Collective Action Constitution. Writing the book was a labor of love for more than 5 years, since before the pandemic hit. The book blends law, history, political science, and economics to offer a broad, deep theory of the US Constitution's federal structure. That is, of the constitutional relationship between the federal government and the states, and among the states themselves. In the book, I argue that the Constitution's primary structural purpose, both originally and today, is to empower the federal government to solve collective action problems for the states and to prevent the states from undermining these solutions or causing such problems. I therefore suggest that any faithful account of what the Constitution is for and how it should be interpreted should include this main structural function. I note that the Constitution was established principally because of the widely recognized failures of its predecessor, the Articles of Confederation, to adequately address multi-state collective action problems. These problems included funding the national government, regulating foreign and interstate commerce, and defending the nation from attack by European superpowers. Such challenges are called collective action problems because the states needed to act collectively, not individually, to solve them, and they often struggled to do so. They would free ride off the contributions of sister states to a collective goal, such as raising revenue or troops, or else they would fail to coordinate their conduct in a dangerous world, or else they would externalize significant costs onto other states. By empowering Congress to solve collective action problems, and by creating a national executive and federal judiciary to enforce federal law, the Constitution promised a substantially more effective federal government. In a fundamental sense, I argue, the US Constitution is the collective action constitution. I also contend that if Americans do not recognize this truth, government cannot adequately address the sobering problems facing our country today. There are many examples: foreign aggression, unlawful immigration, international terrorism, nuclear proliferation, inadequate access to healthcare, climate change, future pandemics, opioid addiction, gun violence, racism and other bigotry, income inequality, and political extremism. State governments can address aspects of these problems. The states are the default regulators in the American constitutional system, and they can handle many problems entirely or partially on their own. But states acting individually cannot succeed in solving the above problems, no matter how effective their governance structures or political leaders are. The problems are too large. Their scope transcends state borders. To solve them, the states must act collectively, not just individually. I wrote the book because I'm concerned that we are living in an era in which effective federal power is more and more important, given the scope of the problems we face, and yet more and more difficult to exercise, both because Congress is increasingly dysfunctional and because the US Supreme Court is placing too many and the wrong kind of legal limits on the authority of the federal government. I hope that readers of the book will see that it is possible to think about our Constitution and US constitutional law in a way that is intellectually serious, methodologically balanced, relatively centrist, and ideologically less aggressive and partisan than much talk and writing about the Constitution and the courts. I learned a lot about our indispensable Constitution and the process of researching and writing this book. Most importantly, I learned that there is a deep logic underlying the Constitution that binds together many constitutional provisions and principles that might be thought to have little or nothing to do with one another. I hope you benefit from reading the book as much as I profited from writing it. although without the back pain and eye strain. Happy summer and happy reading.